At some point, you have probably opened a loyalty account and felt a quiet sense of confusion.
That look where you are not quite sure if what you're seeing is good or not.
Yes, and the balance is there. There are points, maybe a reasonable number of them, but you are not sure what to do next, whether they are in the right place or whether you are even close to anything useful.
And that feeling can be easy to push aside because it's not urgent. The points are not going anywhere, at least not right now.
And that is exactly the problem we are going to talk about on this video.
Because that feeling, the quiet confusion, the not quite knowing, is usually a sign that something in the approach is missing.
Yeah, not wrong, missing. And there is a meaningful difference between those two things.
In this video, we're going to name the 4 specific mistakes that keep people collecting miles for years without ever booking a flight using them.
And by the end of this, you should be able to recognize whether any of them apply to you. And if they do, you will know exactly what to do instead.
We will also finish with one task, a single action you can take from this video, small and very specific.
Well, welcome to the Extreme Miles Club Lounge. I'm Carlos.
And I'm Elisa. We are the founders of Extreme Miles.
We help UK professionals, families, and complete beginners unlock up to 90% on flights using miles, points, and everyday spending.
Every week, we are here in the Club Lounge. If you're new, welcome. And if you're coming back, good to have you here.
Before we get into the 4 mistakes, stay to the end, because the 4th one is the one that tends to go unnoticed the longest, and it is the one that costs the most. Now, to understand why these mistakes happen, it helps to understand how loyalty programs are designed.
Because they are designed strategically.
Exactly, Lisa. The collecting side of a loyalty program is built to be as frictionless as possible. You can scan a card, you can tap a phone, you pay with the right credit card, and the points simply appear. It feels almost automatic.
Yeah, which is the point. They want you to collect.
Yes, they do. Because while your miles are sitting in an account, they are a liability for the program. They only become a cost when you redeem them. So the collection side is made easy on purpose. The redeeming side requires more intention. And that is the part that nobody ever explains to you.
And that gap is not something you would notice. I mean, you wouldn't notice on your own because the collecting feels like it's working.
Yeah, the number goes up each month. That feels like progress. But the question is never just how many points you have. The question is what those points are for.
And that question is rarely the starting point. You start collecting first. The question comes later, if it comes at all.
Yeah, and it's not something you would, naturally think to ask. The loyalty system makes collecting the visible, obvious section. The planning behind it is invisible unless someone shows you where to look.
So the mistakes we're about to go through are not careless decisions. They are the natural result of a system that rewards collecting and hides the rest.
Yeah, these are understandable mistakes. The kind you would make if nobody had ever explained how the other half of the system works.
So let us go through them one at a time, shall we?
Yes. Well, the first mistake is one that is easy to miss precisely because the collecting is going well.
That is a strange thing to say. I mean, how can collecting be going well and still be a mistake?
Well, because the balance is growing, Elisa. The account looks active. Nothing is obviously going wrong. But if you are collecting miles right now, the chances are you have not yet sat down and said, I want to go to this place in
Yeah.
roughly this month, and I want to understand whether the points I am building could help with that.
Yeah. Why does that happen though? Why does the destination come so late?
Well, because the collecting starts first. You sign up for a credit card, you start using a supermarket loyalty scheme, and the points they begin arriving, and it feels productive.
Yeah.
But the destination comes later.
And by then, the points might be in the wrong program, and in the wrong program for the trip you want.
Yeah, exactly. If you eventually decide you want to visit your family in Portugal and all your miles are in a program that does not have a strong route there, the miles you have built may not be the right tool for that specific trip. They are not useless, but they are not optimized.
And that is frustrating because this spending already happened.
Yes, the money was spent, the behavior was there, and the habit was forming. But without a destination, there was no way to make sure the right program was receiving the right points.
So the fix is simpler than, it sounds, doesn't it?
Yes, it is. You decide on a destination before you optimizing your collecting. Not the perfect destination, not a final locked-in decision, just a direction, one trip you would generally like your points to help with. That changes everything about how you set up the collecting site.
And the second mistake is one I completely understand from personal experience.
Well, tell us what it is, Lisa.
So you have built a balance, and then something comes along that lets you spend a small amount of points for a discount. A bit of a hotel, a voucher for something, points used at the checkout, and it feels like you're using the points well. They are doing something.
And the problem is not those options exist. The problem is the mismatch between what the points could do and what you are actually using them for.
Yeah, because a few hundred Avios or Virgin points or Flying Blue miles used for a small voucher might feel like a win. But those same points as a part of a larger redemption could be worth considerably more.
Yeah, this is the core issue with low value redemptions. Avios used toward a bottle of wine, Virgin points converted to a retail voucher, or Nectar points spent at the till rather than saved for a flight.
Yeah.
The rate you get on those redemptions is almost always poor compared to what the same points could do on a flight booking. And those options exist precisely to catch points that are sitting idle. They are not designed for the person with a flight in mind. They are designed for the moment when, a balance feels purposeless and something small looks like better than nothing.
Yeah. And once you have used those points that way, they're gone. You can't rebuild them from the same spend. The spend already happened.
Yes, exactly. So the reframe here is not about never using points for small things. It's about understanding the trade-off before you do. Ask the question, if I use this now, what am I giving up? What flight value am I walking away?
And sometimes the answer might be nothing much because I don't have a travel goal right now. Fine.
Yeah, but if the answer is these points are part of something I am building toward and I am about to spend them on a voucher for £30 off a hotel, that is the moment to pause.
It is about making the decision with both eyes open rather than defaulting to whatever is easiest.
Yeah. So now let's go to the third mistake. There is one that tends to stay invisible until the moment it matters most. And by then, it's too late to fix it.
Yeah, this is the I will figure out when I have more mistake. Yeah,
Yes.
Carlos.
Yes, indeed. And it is completely understandable. The logic feels sound. Build the balance first, learn the redemption side later, when it is relevant. No point learning how to book a seat upgrade when you only have 8,000 points.
But the problem is that the redemption has a lead time.
Yes, award availability is not unlimited. Airlines release award seats up to 355 days in advance.
Yeah.
And on popular routes, particularly in business class, they go quickly.
So picture it. You have spent 6 months collecting. Your balance is finally at a level where something meaningful is possible. You sit down to search for the flight, you find the route, you find the dates, and there are no award seats available. Not because the program does not cover that route, not because you have the wrong miles. It's simply because someone who understood the redemption side earlier than you got there first. The miles are fine, the timing is the problem.
Yeah, the learning needs to run alongside the collecting,
Yeah.
not after it. You do not need to have executed a redemption to understand how they work, but you do need to understand the basics before you arrive at the point of booking.
Yeah, things like what availability means, how to search for reward seats, which programs work for which routes, how partner airlines work.
Yeah, and none of that takes long to understand.
No.
But it does need to come during the collecting phase, not after it. So that when your balance reaches the level where something real is possible, you are already prepared to move.
So the shift here is treating the education as part of the process, not a separate thing you do later.
Yeah, exactly. And once the habit is in place, collecting and learning running together, the fourth mistake becomes much harder to fall into, though it is the one that is easiest to miss.
Yeah. The last mistake we're going to cover in this video sits underneath the other three. In fact, if this one is in place, the other three tend to follow from it automatically. So what does it actually look like, Carlos?
Well, Elisa, it is what we call the bonus mindset.
Uh-huh.
You know, treating miles as something that happens to you rather than something you are building deliberately. And it is worth understanding exactly what that looks like in practice.
So walk us through here, Carlos. What does a bonus mindset actually looks like day to day?
Well, it means approaching the whole thing as something that happens alongside your normal life rather than something that is integrated to it. You collect a bit here when you remember to, you scan the card sometimes, you earn a few points from a flight,
Yeah.
and then you wait and see what adds up.
And that sounds reasonable. That is usually how it begins.
Yes, it is, but a bonus is passive. It arrives when it arrives.
Yeah.
You are grateful for it, but you did not engineer it, you know? A strategy is completely different. A strategy means your everyday spending, your choice of credit card, your shopping behavior, your choice of loyalty program are all pointing in the same direction.
Yeah. And when they are all pointing in the same direction, the accumulation is not accidental. It is intentional.
Right, yeah. And the difference in outcome between the two approaches is significant. Approaching it as a bonus, scattered collecting, no consistent card, no portal use, you might accumulate 8,000 to 15,000 points during a year. Running a structured approach with the right credit card and some portal use, that same spending could produce hundreds of thousands of miles per year.
Yeah. And that is not a small difference.
No, it is not. and the underlying spending is identical. The same grocery shop, the same bills, the same subscriptions, the same online purchases.
Yeah, everyday life.
Yeah, the only difference is how that spending has been directed.
And this tends to be the one that lands hardest when you finally see it. So the fix is not to spend more, it is to redirect what you already spend.
That is exactly it. And that single shift from passive to intentional is what changes everything about how fast the balance builds and what it becomes possible to book. So let's talk about what all four of these mistakes look like together, because they rarely arrive alone. They tend to come as a set.
Yeah. Give us the picture, Carlos.
Well, you sign up for a loyalty program, maybe because you booked a flight and noticed you could earn points on it. And you start collecting, you scan the supermarket card when you remember to, as I said before. You might not have an earning credit card yet. The points build slowly. You check the balance occasionally and feel vaguely positive about the number.
But there is no destination in mind.
Yeah, no destination, no understanding what the redemption side looks like. And then at some point, a cashback offer appears, or a voucher for something. And it feels like a good moment to use the points for something real. So you do.
And the balance goes back down.
And then you start again. The cycle repeats. Slow collecting, no direction, small redemption, back to zero. And after a year or two of that, you feel like the loyalty system does not really work for you. But the system worked exactly as designed. It just was not working toward your goal.
Because there was no goal to work towards.
Exactly. And the issue was not the collecting, the issue was the approach behind it. And if you want to understand how to avoid those mistakes, you can join us for our free online event, the Flight Plan Accelerator Week, where we show you exactly how to build a solid miles strategy. The link to join the waiting list is in the description of this video.
So, what does the right approach look like, Carlos?
Well, Elisa, it starts before you open any loyalty account. It starts with the trip.
Yeah, indeed. You pick the destination first.
Yeah, I would say you pick the direction first. You do not need to have the exact dates or the specific flight number, but you need to know what kind of trip you are building toward. Is it a long haul destination you keep postponing? Is it a regular European trip you want to stop paying full price for? Or is it a family trip with school-aged children where every seat matters?
Because the answer to that shapes everything else.
Yes, it does. The destination tells you which program to focus on. The program tells you which credit card earns into it most efficiently. The credit card tells you how to redirect your existing spending. And the existing spending tells you how long it will realistically take to reach the balance you need.
So the destination is the starting point of all the other decisions.
Correct. And once that direction is in place, the collecting becomes deliberate rather than passive. Every grocery shop, every subscription renewal, every online purchase is potentially contributing to something specific.
And we have actually shown this working in practice on the channel already, haven't we?
Yes, the Catania booking, two of us returned from London Gatwick summer 2026. This is actually
summer.
still to happen. 30,000 avios and £4 in taxes using the BA companion voucher from American Express card. That booking happened because the destination came first. The program followed, The card followed from the program, and the spending did the rest.
Yeah. And then if you have not seen that video, it is linked in the description. But the point here is the sequence.
Exactly. The destination first, program second, card third, spending last. That order is what makes the difference between a balance that sits idle and one that is building towards something real.
So if you recognize any of the 4 mistakes we have covered in this video, what is the one thing to do from now on?
Yeah, one thing only. Answer one question.
Yeah. Write it down somewhere you will see. What is the trip?
And it doesn't have to be the perfect trip.
No.
No, not a fully planned itinerary. Just the one destination you keep coming back to. The place you have postponed, or the trip you have always said you want to do one day. Write it down. Give your collecting a direction, because everything you have covered on this video changes the moment you have an answer to that question.
Yeah.
So now let us bring all together and do a quick recap of today's video.
Yeah. So we talk about the loyalty system is designed to make collecting easy and the redemption side invisible. That gap is not an accident and is the reason the 4 mistakes we cover in this video are so easy to fall into.
So mistake number 1, collecting without a destination.
Yeah. Mistake number 2, using points on the wrong things.
Mistake number 3, waiting until you have enough miles before learning how redemption works.
And mistake 4, treating miles as a bonus rather than a strategy.
That is the shift this episode is really about. Not earning more, not spending more. Giving what you are already doing a direction.
Yes.
Because the moment you have a destination, everything else starts to fall into place.
And if you want help turning that destination into a real flight plan, that is exactly what the Flight Plan Accelerator Week is for. A free online event where we walk you through the whole process, from collection to redemption. The waiting list is open now, and the link is in the description as we mentioned earlier in this video. Get on it and we will let you know the moment registration opens. Drop a comment below with your destination, just the place. We read everyone.
And save this video, come back to it if you catch yourself collecting without a direction.
Subscribe, press the bell on to get all the notifications, and we'll see you on the next Sunday because we're taking a destination, building a real flight plan around it from scratch. Program, card, accumulation path, timeline. If you have your destination written down by then, you will get considerably more out of it. So, see you next Sunday.
Yeah, see you then. Bye bye.